The night was deep. The moonlight shimmered on the palace walls, but Sultan Kamran couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned in his bed. This was the third night in a row he had the same strange dream. In the dream, a shadowy figure stood before the king and spoke in a deep, echoing voice.
Sultan Kamran, you can see everything, but you cannot see your own truth. If you wish to know it, come to the oldest tree in the deep forest within 3 days.
The king sat up, drenched in sweat. His breathing was heavy, his heart pounded. Was this just a dream or a warning? The next morning, a tense silence filled the royal court. The king told his ministers about his dream. Some laughed, some whispered among themselves, but one minister remained silent, gazing at the king with deep thought. Then, he finally spoke. Your Majesty, sometimes dreams show us a truth we failed to see while awake. If you do not go, you may regret it forever. The king's face showed deep contemplation. Then, he made his decision. He would go to the forest. 3 days of travel later, under the silver glow of the full moon, the king arrived at a colossal tree. Its roots twisted and curled above the ground, as if they were ancient veins of the earth. Suddenly, from the shadows, an old man emerged. The man stepped forward, a mysterious smile on his lips, and spoke in a calm yet powerful voice.
Sultan Kamran, you can see everything, but you cannot see your own truth. If you wish to know it, come to the oldest tree in the deep forest within 3 days.
The king hesitated. The old man chuckled softly and continued.
Sultan Kamran, you can see everything, but you cannot see your own truth. If you wish to know it, come to the oldest tree in the deep forest within 3 days.
The first trial led the king to a farmer, sweating under the scorching sun, plowing the land with his bare hands. The man stopped, wiped his brow, and looked up at the king with a humble smile. The king's heart pounded. If farmers did not plow the land, even kings would have no food. A poor woman fell to the king's feet, sobbing, her eyes filled with despair. The king clenched his fists and roared, "A woman is not a possession. Justice is not a game." The old sage finally handed the king a mirror, whispering, "Now, see yourself for who you truly are." The king gasped. His royal robe, his golden crown, his mighty presence, gone. In the reflection, he was just a man, no different from anyone else. Tears welled up in his eyes. He finally understood. Power is borrowed, justice is earned, and true greatness lies in humility. The king returned to his palace, but he was no longer just a ruler, he was a just and wise leader. He changed his ways, ruled with kindness, and became the greatest king in history.